Hey guys, Happy New Year. So, how did the new year start for you guys? Great? Awesome. It has been great for me too. So, I just hope and that this new year is brings a lot of positivity and good vibes because we all have had a really lousy year, isn't it? 2020. We aren't going to forget that. And especially for kids, I mean, how difficult was it to not go play out and not be able to run out? I mean, you know, you can work from home, you can have your school from home, but how do you play from home? I mean, you can read for some time, you can do some painting activities, you can do craft, you can do DIY for some time, you can play board games for some time, but you can't do that forever. I mean, kids need to go out there in the gardens and run, and they need to play in the sand, and they need to do so many things. So yeah, I mean, I really hope, like we all are hoping, I'm sure, and we all are praying that hope everything gets back to normal, the old normal, I should say, because now we are soon getting used to the new normal, isn't it? So I just hope that things get back to the old normal. But yes, there were definitely some good lessons that we learned in this year. I mean, that the ones who are close to you, who are near to you, who really matter and who really don't matter, your needs and wants, because when there was a phase when there were things like, oh, there's going to be food shortage, or some news used to come. I think that was early April, and people were running and buying and getting lot of things and hoarding lot of things. This is the time when you start to wonder your needs and wants. You start to think about people who really matter to you, matter the most to you. So I think, yes, there were a lot of learning lessons too. Yeah. And when we say the old normal, the new normal, what do we mean by that? Because we are trying to adapt to the new situations, we are trying to make new regimes out of the new models present in front of us, right? And given that, then, so why do we, I mean, call it that this is going to be the new normal and this is going to be my new regime? It's at the end of the day something simple, like our body needs to get used to the new normal, and we need to develop a new rhythm, a new body rhythm for it, right? So like in our homeschool as well, we always call it we never named it the timetable or the schedule. We call it a ritual. We make it into a rhythm, because I always feel, and I strongly feel that if we if we maintain a rhythm, if we have a rhythm, and if we maintain that rhythm, it helps. It really helps in developing into habits, and it becomes a part of you, instead of giving it a very structured format, a box format of timetable. I don't know why to call it a timetable. I mean, yes, we need a timetable, it's a structure at the end of the day, and yes, kids need that. But if you make that timetable as per your own needs, if you create that, if you curate that as per your own requirements, as per your family requirements, if you customize that timetable, it becomes your very own customized ritual and rhythm, which suits your body clock, and which is what is required, right? So when, even if you're homeschooling, or it's school from home, it's work from home, or it's just your daily jobs and chores, whatever you're doing, if every one of us, we have and maintain a rhythm, a body rhythm, it helps. So it doesn't necessarily be that getting up at 5 o'clock and doing all your things because someone says it. No, it has to be something that suits you. Maybe you are a person who sleeps at 12 or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock at night just because you can work better at that hour. Maybe you are a very creative writer and you can only write when everyone is asleep, and you get your own shanti, and you can write something beautiful at that hour. And maybe then if you are going to sleep at 2, then for you the body rhythm is going to be maybe 7 a.m, 8 a.m, 9 a.m, and that is the time your day is going to start. So whatever it is, it has to be your very own curated and exclusive ritual and rhythm which suits just you and you, because every one of us are different and it should suit us, right? And that's I strongly believe, even for kids, especially for kids, it is so important that we take it as per their requirements and their needs. And many a times we ignore their signs, and it's more like, okay, right now I have time, so let me do it at this hour. But many a times we ignore what their time schedule needs to be. So I'm not saying that kids can sleep at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. I'm saying that they too have their specific time schedules and timings when they can perform better. And it will vary for every child. Right? So why not curate these timetables, these schedules as per our child requirements? I know schools cannot do it, right? But at home, definitely we can work around it. So why not try for that? We are going to be doing a small series on rhythms and rituals and regimes so that you can curate your own too. So we are going to have some mothers sharing their experiences about their family regimes. It does not mean that you copy paste the same model. This is just meant for sharing, inspiring and enlightening each other. Nothing more than that. It's not that I have some extra gyan and I want to flaunt it or anything. No, it's as simple as sharing. Because if I'm sharing something, maybe you will have some other thought about it, and maybe if you share it with me, it will enlighten me too, right? And I strongly believe that growth happens together. Independence is one part of it, being independent, but the society, the world, if we all are interdependent, it works together. It is all interwoven and it's all interdependent. Every relationship too, we are dependent on each other, and that is the reason why we believe in each other and we want to grow together. So independence is one thing, but interdependence is equally important, to grow together. So and having said that, coming back to the topic, regime and rituals, that is the reason why I'm sharing, going to ask some moms to share their experience, because I don't want to be the only one, giving away my gyan and bud and bug, whatever you call it. Because if we all come together and keep sharing with each other, we will all grow together, because there is something surely within you which I need to learn, and there is something within me that maybe will benefit you. So that's interdependence and that's growing together. So let's keep motivating each other, let's keep inspiring each other, and let's keep growing together. So and just by saying that, I wish you all very happy new year once again. I wish you all a very healthy new year once again. Keep trying, keep practicing, keep your positivity on, and keep spreading peace, power and love to everyone. Cheers. Hakuna Matata.